Hello everybody, welcome to this live stream where I, Dave from TVR Creators, talk about some of the best cameras, what you need, and so much more. I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I usually make weekly content on the best cameras or cameras that you might just want to check out. If that sounds interesting to you, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. Like and subscribe and bring on this live stream where we are bringing absolute value. And let's see exactly what's going on here in the absolute made-uppy stand of where we are now. We are here live. Let's just see what's going on. I just want to mute that to make sure all good. There is the chat. Anyway, so here in the live stream, I want to talk about some of the things that you might want to think about when buying your first or next camera, when we're thinking more about video and that sort of thing. Now, if you want to know about some specific cameras, I will mention a few cameras, things like the R50. I'm going to bring our new camera up, the GoPro 13, and I'm just going to give you a general overall of what's going on and stuff like that. So without further ado, some of the things you want to think about when buying your first camera then is the Canon R50, one of my favorite cameras of all time. I'm not going to talk about this specific. I might talk about that later. But first, I just want to talk about some of the things you want to think about when buying your first camera. Now, with the Canon R50, it's a fantastic camera because it looks professional, it feels professional, but it's really easy to use, and you can grow into this as you go on. If you're getting value, smash the like button. Value. Absolute value. So some of the things you want to think about is ease of use, and the R50 is very easy to use. You literally just put it into video mode on the top of the camera. I don't know if you can see that, and you literally just press record, which is on the oh, we've just gone, hang on, there we go. Just take out the whole setup. And what's really cool is you just press the record button on the top and the camera will record for you. And some of the things you want to think about when buying a camera then is something like a touch screen, which it has, which you can face you and all that sort of jazz. You can see what you do when you're recording. Let's have a little look at that then, which is something you might want to check out. I don't know if it will show it here on live TV, but there we go. And you can see there my setup. I'm just using the webcam today. And what's really nice about these, they're easy to use, and you can literally just tap on the screen and it will auto focus on the thing that you're talking about, which is really nifty. And the other thing you want to think about, half of all video is audio. So I'm using the Zoom H1N, say that 10 times fast if you can't talk properly like me. And what's really cool about these sort of cameras, they do have nice internal microphones, which is perfectly fine for doing head videos, recording indoors and all that jazz. And I'm just going to have a brief look to see if anyone's there. But what's really cool about that is it also has a microphone jack. So that's something you might want to think about when buying a camera, so you can attach a microphone to it. And I recommend, without knocking all the cables again, something like a Rode shotgun mic, which is here. And this is the case you don't normally see, but I usually keep it there to keep the dust off it. And I use one of these shotgun mics on top of my camera. I'll perhaps show that in the video if you're interested. But I attach one of these on top, and it produces a really nice audio. I must admit, this is actually my favorite or best microphone, but it doesn't connect to a camera easily. So I use the Rode shotgun microphone. You can get the second version of this, which is, and just give you a rough guide, depending on what day of the week it is, it really is that silly. It can cost anywhere between 60 to 100 pounds, depending on what day of the week it is, or 80 to 100 pounds or dollars. So just bear that in mind when you're, thinking about. And I highly recommend that, especially if you're recording outside and you've got a bit of wind and you've got that nice sort of windbreak on the microphone, which will stop the audio being broken up by basically wind and all that sort of jazz. Hello, whoever's there. Let's see if they're in the comments. Let's see what's going on. Here live. I just thought I'd do that live. It's really nice to see. Hit like if you're getting value so far. Absolute value then. So just before we carry on then I'll talk about a few cameras. So before we carry on, for those of you that are new here, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I tend to make weekly content on some of the best cameras, like the Canon R50, like the GoPro, like other cameras that you may have seen on the channel. There's lots of videos to see here on the channel, which will give you a lowdown on that sort of thing. But basically, if you want to feel part of the TVR universe, you want to support the channel, you want to help towards the next camera, there's going going to be extra videos for memberships. And basically what I'm getting at is for $1.99 a month, which is literally pocket money for most people, that will be supporting the channel. You can become a channel member. You get a badge when you comment. You'll get pre-access to videos. So certain videos, if not all videos, I'll allow members to watch it whenever they want. As soon as I upload it, a week or two in advance or whenever you want to. Also, I'll do videos from time to time just for you guys, depending how many members we get. I might do live streams just for you guys. Well, you know, we'll see how it goes. But basically, it just supports the channel. So for $1.99 a month, why not support what we do here, help towards the next camera, and bring the content, the value of this even higher? Now, if you're just started here or you're here live, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I make weekly content for the best for the best cameras that are easy to use. If that sounds interesting to you, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're new here, spread the word, and why not share the TVR universe with everyone you know? Get everyone you know to watch TVR Creators. I'm going to show you some cameras then. So basically, I'm going to show the Canon R50, and I might even show a bit of the GoPro that I've not long had. I do plan, for those of you that are live here, I do plan to actually make a video about this weekend, about throwing this into water or diving it into water and see if it can survive. Now, I know it is waterproof, but I just thought that'd be a cool adventure. So some of the things you want to think about there when buying a camera, I use a Canon R50 as an example because it is really, really cool. And I really like the Canon R50 because it's easy to use, it's agile, it does all that sort of jazz. And some of the things you want to think about is a nice little kit lens. If I take out the lens there, let's gently put it there. We don't want it to roll off the table. You'll be able to see the beautiful mirrorless sensor there. The beautiful, absolutely beautiful there. What's really nice about these mirrorless cameras, you can upgrade them with wider lenses or just different things and stuff like that. And that's just really cool way to express, depending on if you're going for video or photography. And these R50s are really good for video and photography, records in HD and in 4K. And some of the things you want to think about when buying this camera or any camera, have a nice little selfie screen. It's a touch screen. It was self-focus wherever you point at it, and also you can see what you're doing. Just make sure you look at the lens like I'm trying to do now. And also it does have an internal microphone, which is perfectly fine for recording indoors, but you might find you want to improve your audio because half of all video even is audio, and you want to really get a really good microphone, which I showed you earlier, which is the Rode Shotgun microphone, and you might want to check it out. So these are some of the things you want to think about. Some other things you might want to think about is get yourself a nice little SD card. I usually go for like a 32 or 64 gigabyte SD card. I usually go for the extreme one with high frame rates. Just records and saves quicker, that sort of jazz. Smash like if you're getting value. Absolute value. And that's something to bear in mind. And I would also get a tripod. For those of you that have been around a while, you may have seen our tripods. I've got 3 tripods now, and the one I use at the moment, I haven't got it with me now. It's over there, and I don't want to break the studio and knock the camera over. But the tripod, I would highly recommend a tripod that goes as high as you, or maybe a bit higher, because it's really nice to get that camera shot that sort of faces you. Or a little bit higher than eye level. It just looks more professional. I tend to find I look better in the shot. I'm only joking. But you tend to just look better and all that sort of jazz. If you've got a bit of a chin like me, it sort of hides it, you know, that sort of thing, really. But it gives you a more more sort of creativity with the angles and that sort of thing. So a few things you want to think about. You might check out some lights. At the moment, I've just got one floodlight that's just reflecting off the wall to make it softer. It's coming down to this shot now. We've got a couple of little spotlights behind me just to give the background a bit of color. I've got like a blue light going on here. I've got like a red light going on here. It just sort of mixed up. These are some of the things to think about. Smash like if you're getting value. And if you want to support everything we do here on the channel, actually, we do have a blog, or I have a blog where I write as often as I can at the moment, sort of every week. And if you want to support the channel that way, you can just read the blog, become a follower for free. If you want to support the channel, you can actually buy us a coffee at any point. And thank you to all those of you that have done that already. It means a lot. And if you just want to find out what's going on backstage, like what cameras I'm thinking of buying, all that sort of jazz, why not go and check it out and buy me a coffee? Link to that is on literally every video. So I will make sure it's on here as soon as I can. Absolute value. Absolute value then. So the other camera I might show you then, guys, is the GoPro 13, which is a fantastic little camera. We've actually had the 9 for quite a while now. I want to play around this more. Has a nice little grill there for the internal microphone. You can attach lenses in front of it. I like the fact you can just press record and auto turn on. I love that about the GoPro. They are waterproof. And these are more for people that are out and about more. If you want to look at a blogger's camera, if you want a camera that's just, you know, light and agile and just really fills the spot, that's something I would massively highly recommend if you want something that's just light and agile, a really good action camera. And I've seen shots of these when people, you know, on the back of, you know, motorbikes in the middle of Africa and stuff like that. You can get little selfie sticks from. You get lots of attachments for these as well, which is really cool. And I won't get out in this particular video, but I do also have the DJI Pocket 3, which has a little gimbal, which keeps the video really still. So that's really cool for those of you like me that sometimes have a wobbly hand. Something to bear in mind. So I will take any questions. Let's see if there was any questions through in the comments. Can't see any at the moment, which is fine. This video has no tags. Well, it will do. But there is a couple of questions I get asked a lot, and I'll answer them here. There's one question I get answered quite a bit, and that is, I can't remember exactly who from now, but what is the best lens with usually the R50 or the M50? And I would say, if you're doing photography, it depends on what shot you go with. I would always start with a kit lens. And on this particular one, it's 18-45mm. If you want more detail about the R50, I've got loads of videos on this. I just didn't want to go into too much detail for those of you that have watched a lot of my content. But what's really cool about this is it's just easy to use. That's why I love the R50. But depending on what lens you want, you might want to go to a 75-300 if you want like more of a zoom, or you're taking pictures of things far away. And if you're doing video, I personally would say just start with the kit lens, see how you get on. But if you want something like a 10 to, you know, 16mm, or depending on what deal you can get, that will cost about £200 or dollars. Then you want to go for a wider shot if the camera's closer to you, or if you're in a tight spot, or if you just want a wider angle shot. I have had a few people that actually blog with these cameras recently, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I would just experiment. You know, I would start with a kit lens, save yourself some money. But if you do, you do fancy a wider shot, there's nothing wrong with a wider shot. And that's something. Hello to everyone who just came here live, and for those of you that have skipped around, or for those of you that are just here now, I just want to say I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I make weekly content, the best cameras for creators, and basically I just want to make it video appear easy, because it can be easy when you really want it to be. And if that sounds interesting to you, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and why not check out our blog and buy us a coffee today? Anyway, value. So the things you want to think about: microphone, attach a microphone to your camera, make sure you got a good lens, make sure you got good light. If you're outside, use the sun and all that sort of jazz. And that is basically some of the things you want to think about when buying your camera. Feel free to ask your questions. I don't know if this is live. Oh, hello. Is this pre-recorded? Hi. No, it's not pre-recorded. Sorry. If you're still watching, I just want to say it is literally because I'm looking. I probably should look at the other thing, but I basically first time using StreamYard, not a sponsor, and I'll get to a few things in a minute. Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just because I'm flicking between tabs, and it's not live, so it's just distracting on the live one. So the one I've got on the StreamYard is live to me, so please don't take that personally, but feel free to ask your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Just while you're doing that, I'll try not to look at the distraction, because it's always place. And the other question I get asked a lot sometimes is you'll watch a video about its own camera, and then it'll be, should you buy the camera? And that's completely up to you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with starting with your phone. Lots of people start with their phone. That's a great place to start in video or photography. But I would highly recommend something like the R50 or the M50, the older brother. My director was just making sure the lighting's okay. She's down here. And that was something I would highly recommend. I'm just going to see if there's anything going on there. No, that's cool. But no, I would highly recommend something like that. Or if you want like an action camera, I'd recommend the DJI Pocket 3, which has a little gimbal. It's really good if you're moving around. It keeps the video steady. Please don't knock the cables. Oh, my director is getting involved. Please leave the cable. My little doggy is patrolling the area. But if you want an action camera, I'll definitely recommend the GoPro. And I do have lots of videos on all these cameras. So please feel free to go around on the channel, and, I go into more detail. I just want more of a summary, and I thought I would just join you guys. Right, should I upgrade from a 200D Mark II. If you're happy with the 200D, keep it. If you want something better for photography or video, I would definitely check out the R50, or if you have a bit more money, even like the R7 or the R10. But I would definitely check out the R50. This is it here. It's an absolute brilliant camera, really good for video, records in HD and 4K, and does it really well, and really good at photos. So if you're doing like sport photos, you're taking things really quickly, the R50 really is the camera to check out. And I can't recommend it enough, because it is just a really good camera. It's a really good camera, and that's what I like about it. It just does things good and with very little effort. This without like droning on about it, what I tried to show is you can get something that's simple to use, that looks professional, because I come from a background of point and shoot cameras, and I wanted camcorders to be easy. I didn't want to spend hours setting them up and all that jazz. I wanted something I could just press record and off I go. And that's what I love about these mirrorless cameras, because you can literally just point them, put them on a tripod if you want, put it into video mode, and press record, and that's literally all you have to do. It just makes the whole process much more fun and enjoyable and all that sort of jazz. I hope that's answered the question, and that's what I love about these mirrorless cameras. And all the cameras that I try to show, I try to find good cameras that don't cost too much money, that basically you know, just makes video easy. Do you like mirrorless or LSR? That's a very good question. I'll be honest, I like both. If I had to pick one, probably mirrorless, just because it's just a modern form. It's just, you know, cameras are going in that direction, or have done for the last few years. They tend to be a bit smaller. I must admit, when I got my first M50, I was a bit like, oh my god, this is really small, I'm worried I'm going to break it. But since then, I've had GoPros and Pocket Threes, and cameras are even smaller. But I would definitely say, personally, I prefer mirrorless, just because, you know, are they better? I think that's down to opinion, personally. But, you know, SLRs tend to be bigger, a bit more bulky. But it depends what you used to do. If you prefer that, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And I would say the best camera for you is the camera you have right now, as my director is checking out the lighting again. Any more questions? Feel free to ask your questions. Stop eating things, director. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Oh, this is brilliant. We got one more question. Here it is. Okay. What was your first camera? That's interesting. How funny is that? How long have you been watching my videos out of interest? Stop eating the plastic. Stop eating the plastic. Come on. You're going to be a superstar now. That's it. You're going to be a superstar. There you are. Look, you're a superstar. Say hello. What? She's been a monkey and she's eaten everything. Stop it. There you are. My director's eating everything, and yeah. Oh dear. Funny enough, the 1300D was probably my first SLR, or digital SLR. Obviously, I had like camcorders, and I had a bridge camera that was rubbish and stuff like that. Oh, cool. That's wicked. I thought I recognised your name, to be fair. That's really cool. No, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. What content do you make, or are you just on YouTube? Feel free to share that. If you're just joining us here now, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators. I try to make video easy, and that's exactly what I do here on the channel. If that sounds interesting to you, give it a like and subscribe. Why not check out our blog at buymeacoffee.com/TVR Creators, and you could become a follower for free and read all the latest blogs, see what cameras I'm looking at doing, and all that jazz. But I appreciate that. I appreciate each and all of you. It absolutely means a lot. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. It just means a lot. And just briefly, before I leave you all, I plan to continue making weekly content. I just want to say thank you for all your support in all different areas of this world. This community that we're building here at TVR Creators is awesome. I absolutely love it. And please feel free to keep watching, keep asking me questions. I'll do my best to answer them best I can. And just so you know, you can like and subscribe, leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm still in a position where I'm able to respond to them all. So I'll do my best to answer all your questions. My director's just eating stuff now. You don't normally do that. Stop it. But if you want to check out our blog, we got one to buy me a coffee. We have a community at TVR creators on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I don't really use it. I'm on X. I post stuff on there most weeks. But generally, if you go on the community tab or the posts on the channel, I post updates and new videos and all that sort of jazz. So feel part of the community there. And feel free to ask your questions. I'll just say thank you so much all for watching and all that jazz. If you have any questions, you don't get time to put them in, please feel free. Best focus lens for portraits. That's a very good question. It depends on the camera. I would probably say start with your kit lens. And if you're taking normal pictures, you can always upgrade to maybe a wider shot, I would say. Maybe go with like a 60mm, something like that, or similar lens or something like that, I would say. But definitely start with kit lens, see how we get on with that. And then go for a wider lens, depending on how wide you want or what you can get on your camera, depending on what camera you're using. If you're using the 200, definitely go with that. Get something like a 13 or 16mm, as wide as you can get, as long as it doesn't cost too much money. If it's going to cost thousands of pounds, don't bother. But I would imagine you can probably get one for about 100, 200 pounds or dollars. Yeah, something like that. Nice wide angle shot. That would look good. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. If you watch this on the replay, if you have any questions, feel free to answer them in the comments or ask them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators and hobbyists and for people that just want the next camera. If that sounds interesting to you, do it, like and subscribe in a moment. Well, hopefully we'll see. Thank you. Keep it up. My main camera for photos. Yes, go for it. Go for the 16mm. Take some nice pictures. Awesome. And let us know how you get on. I'll be interested to know. Check us out on the community tab or on the follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, and I'll happily answer some more questions or just keep us posted on how you're getting on. So thank you so much for watching, and do it like and subscribe. There'll be 2 end cards that are going to bring you absolute value. Thank you all so much again, and hopefully I shall do this again. So on that note, I'm Dave. See you soon. Why? Because you guys rock. Oh, the R50 to answer your question. You guys rock. You guys rock. Sing it together now. You guys rock. You guys rock.